Look at Matthew 15. And as long as my voice hold up, I'm going to give you everything I got. You know, they say that's all that's required is your best every day. So I'm going to give it my best. And when all that best I got run out, he'll take the rest. That's all that's required. Matthew 15, right at verse 21, you'll find these words. Leaving that place, Jesus withdrew to the region of Tyre and Sidon. A Canaanite woman, Gentile woman, from that vicinity, came to him, crying out, Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is demon possessed and she's suffering terribly. Jesus, my God, did not answer a word. And so his disciples came to him and he urged him, send her away, for she keeps crying out after us. And he answered, not to her, but to them. I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel. And the woman came and knelt before him. Lord, help me, she said. And he replied, it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs. Yes, it is, Lord. Yes, it is, Lord. She said, even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table. And then Jesus, watch this, said, woman, you have a great faith. Your request is granted. And her daughter was healed at the moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, at the moment. At that moment, her daughter was healed. She was healed at that moment after she said, even the dogs eat crumbs that fall from the master's table. And then he said, woman, you got a great faith. And it's your great faith that has now granted your request. And now your daughter, your request means known, and I want to respond to your request because of your faith. Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for the faith that you have given to us. But give us a great faith. A great faith in you. Lord, I pray that you let your word go forth today. Marinate it, oh God, in somebody's heart today. That it'll resurrect them in a way that they didn't even know they could be resurrected. Empower them, oh God. Change their life today. Renewing them a right spirit. In obedience to the way you called for them to be. That they'll be charged and challenged to line up and follow you. Remove Kevin. Remove me. That they'll hear you. Pour out into me what you need for them. Diminish me. That they'll see you. This is your house. Have your way in this place. The believer of God said amen. 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 You may be seated in the presence of God. For a moment, I want to talk with you from the tagline, subject, or however you want to title it, faith when you reached the end of your rope. Faith when you reached the end of your rope. Now y'all sitting there this morning and you're looking at me like you've never gotten to the end of your rope. Like you've never felt like giving up. You've never felt like throwing in the towel. And every one of us in this walk, in this life, has gotten so depleted and deplored till we feel like quit in this journey. The real truth is some of us have quit. Not thought about it, but actually did it. And some folk might have 1 foot in and 1 foot out because your rope is getting short. You're running out at the end, and now you're in a desperate situation. You feel like there's no hope for you. And I just come by this morning to ask you a question. What do you do when you say you got faith, but you find yourself at the end of your rope? When you feel like you've lost your way and you don't have any more answers or solutions. When you've tried every trick and scheme and none of it has produced the results that you wanted or thought that it would produce in your life. What do you do when you're at the end of your rope and you don't have enough even to hang yourself with? I just want to encourage you. It's a question I want to ask you this morning. What do you do when you're at the end of your rope? What is your faith like when you're at the end of your rope? Because the question that really you got to ask is, what kind of faith do you have when you start? Because the kind of faith you start with is going to determine how you act at the end of your rope. I don't know who I'm talking to this morning, but your faith has been shaky. Your faith has been a little wishy-washy, and you're trying to figure out why you're struggling at the end of your rope. But I want to help you this morning. There's some things you can do to encourage and change your faith when you're trying to line up the right way, so that when you get to the end of your rope, you won't lose your mind. What do you do when you find yourself at the end of your rope? What does your faith look like? What kind of faith do you have when you reach the end of your rope? Jesus in this text tells this woman she has a great faith. She's at the end of her rope. This is not typical for this time. Because in this text, as we look at in 21, Jesus has just completed a very hectic ministry in the region of Galilee. He and his disciples are trying to find a place to get some rest. And they cannot escape the crowds. They keep following them wherever they go. And no matter what happens, they're trying to get rest. They're trying to find a place they can just be alone and fellowship with the disciples, because Jesus is still teaching them. He's still leading them. He's still ministering to them. And even though they're trying to find some space to have a little private worship, a little fellowship, everywhere they go, the people find out that he's there. And they bring all of their sick folks, their broken and their hurting and illnesses to Jesus. And his compassionate love that he has, he heals them all. And even though he's healing them, he's providing for them. He's showing who he really is in the spirit, and they're accepting his gifts. They still reject him as the only way to salvation. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but you've been guilty of dealing with in your faith life, of claiming to be a child of God, claiming to be a Christian, and claiming to be someone following Christ, and you've been guilty, be honest, of accepting all of the gifts, all of the stuff that comes with it, the favor that falls on you because of your slight or intermediate or intermittent connections in the church. But I want to help you real quick. But because when you're getting the gifts, it's called stealing when you haven't earned them and you don't pay a tribute to the one who gave them to you without a charge. You missed it. See, you keep acting like you're entitled to the gifts. And God said, no. I gave them to you freely because of my love for you. You didn't do a thing to deserve it. But listen, I'm just going to be real about it. We got a tendency to walk around like we deserve the gifts because we woke up this morning. No. The gift was that you woke up this morning. And when you got up, you ought to have a connection. Because somebody didn't get up. That's right. We put on airs. We put on airs like we got it all together. But if you're real truthful with yourself, you ought to lose your mind every day because you're so weak and broken and emotionally a wreck. But you keep making it from day to day. And you ain't killed nobody. Y'all missed it? Okay, maybe I'm talking to myself. I'll say it this way. I lose my mind when I get up in the morning. And by the time I get to bed at night, I said, Lord God, I'm so grateful because I went through the whole day. And emotionally, I was a wreck by the time I got through. And I almost, but I didn't, slapped somebody. It's too real for y'all. I know. Don't worry about it. I know this is the holiest of people. Don't worry about it. Y'all just some super saved folks. I get it. I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. Because the real truth is, when you're trying to be faithful on your walk, there are going to be some days when you roll one out. See, what I learned is there's a difference between coming up short, having a short rope, and running out of rope. All right. Somebody get it on their way home. But Jesus is in his ministry. He's preaching and he's teaching and he's healing. And he just finished feeding the 5,000. And this is right between the 5 he just fed, 5,000, and the 4,000 is yet to come. And he's right in the middle of it. And finally he finds himself in a place where he said, I can't get no rest. I can't find no place of peace. I can't find no place I can go without people coming to me wanting something from me. And so he finally says, I know what I'll do. I'm going to go to a place that I know the Jews won't come. I'm going to go to a place where I know the Pharisees won't come. I'm going to go to a place where I know I ain't got to worry about nobody, Herod and all them that's acting crazy. I ain't got to worry about none of them coming over here where the Canaanites are. Because they look at them like they're unworthy to be in their presence. And see, Jesus didn't go into Galilee. He didn't go into that place because he was afraid. He went in because he was trying to get some rest. And while he was even in that place, now you got to understand Canaan. This is the place where God had already told them, go into this place, take the land, and kill everybody. Because they was worshiping idols, pagan gods, false prophets, and all of this mess was going on. Living all foul and broken and messed up. And they wasn't following God's ways. And so he said, because of their disobedience, I'm going to take their stuff and give it to you because you are my child and you're following me. And now this is a place that because, listen, watch this. Even though they're hurt, in their lifestyle. You would think Jesus wouldn't want to be around them kind of folk. But he don't mind being around broken folk. He don't mind being around folk that's messed up. And I'm so glad, because the real truth is, if it hadn't been for him being around people like me, I wouldn't be right where I am. Matter of fact, if you're real honest with yourself, if you ain't too proud to let people know, I'm just trying to help you real quick, that he stopped by your house too. You know how messed up you were. Let me say it this way. You know how messed up you are. Because we ain't arrived yet. We on our way, we getting better. But we not where we used to be, but we ain't where we going either. And so you gotta, listen, in your faith walk, there's some days where you're gonna find yourself in places where it looks like the best place you can get rest is in the enemy's place. It's in ungodly territory. But you ain't Jesus. So be careful. When the enemy makes something look tempting to you, make it look like it's comforting to you, it makes it look like it's a place you can go and get rest, or get relief, or get satisfaction. I'm going to leave it alone. And you go in and find yourself still vulnerable. But you ain't Jesus. Because even Jesus, in a place that's broken, worshiping idols, filthy, he's in a place you least expect him to be, because he's a Jew.
That's right. That's right.
But he's there because he can do stuff that we can't do.
All right now.
And even though he's there, watch the effect he has. I love him, because he's in a place that's dirty and nasty. And most of us are going to a dirty place, and we get dirty with him. But when something is filthy and broken and nasty, and Jesus steps in, the folk around it look different. And here come a crazy woman. And you know, I'm not trying to put her down, but listen. You know why I call her crazy? Because she grew up understanding all the ways of her people. She grew up understanding they worship Baal, or Baal, how you want to pronounce it. She grew up a pagan worshiper. They grew up worshiping all kind of wood and stone and images. Whatever they call God, that's what they worship. But she got to a place she lost her mind because her child got sick. You ever been in a place where your faith gets you there and you thought you had it all together? And even though you're doing wrong, you ain't got no problem, because you're still being blessed. And this is what I want to help you. Some people think that they can't be blessed in their sin. But you can be blessed in your sin. The question is, who's doing the blessing?
Come on with it. Come on with it.
And as you're moving through, you don't realize that you're on your way to hell in your satisfaction until you get to a place that the folk and the stuff you've been worshiping can only take you so far. And so she had faith, but the faith she had was a limited faith, and it wasn't limited because of her, it was limited because of what she placed it in. She placed her faith in objects that had limited power. Matter of fact, had no power. And listen, what kind of God that you worship, that you got to carry around? This is my God. God, I need you to bless me, God. Amen. God, I need you to help me. What kind of God? I need some kind. Listen, I need the God that carries me around. Not the kind of God I got to carry around. What kind of God I'm putting in my pocket and day and all night. You ever prayed to your stuff? You know your house you got?
Come on, Pastor.
Oh, come on, be honest. Y'all see, I hate when y'all do that. You know, your six-figure income.
Come on, Pastor.
Greatest physician care health plan you got. Can't help you. No matter how many bills, they'll pay 100% deductible. You got the best prescription plan. You can get any medicine they got. But you can't get healed. When you've been worshiping stuff, that it has a limited power because you put the power, the limited power it has, you gave it. And this is what the woman, that's why I called her crazy. But this is the difference, and I'm almost done, real quick. She finds in herself, even though she's been trained wrong, following the devil, worshiping idols, she gets to a place, her daughter's sick, and she says, I don't know what else to do. But I've been hearing about this man that's been doing some unbelievable things in another place. But oh my God, because see, you got to understand, when you were Samaritan, you would never go where the Jews were because that's not a place you're welcome. So I know she didn't understand. She had never met Jesus because she wouldn't take her and her daughter to a place like that. But what happens when you're in a wrong place? You're in a devilish place. You're in a dirty place. A place you least expect. And all of a sudden, the Holy Spirit shows up in a place you least expect. I want to talk to those folk who are real serious. When you was in a place you know you shouldn't have been. But all of a sudden, something tapped you on the shoulder. You said, ain't it time to leave? You know you shouldn't be here. You know you better than that. You know what your mama told you. You know what daddy was telling you. You know how your grandmama prayed over you. Why don't you get up out of here? And then you get out, and all of a sudden, you hear about some crazy stuff. And you won't even give God enough to bring you out. What do you do when you're in the midst of your filth and your wrong way of living and you're hurting because you tried everything you know how, but none of it's working? And finally, you've tried everything. You've tried your illegal drug. You tried the prescription stuff. Alcohol. You've tried men and women. You've tried multiple partners. You've tried all of that stuff to help deal with your hurt. But it ain't get you no healing. And it's when you find that the Spirit of God shows up. And you're saying, but it's filthy in here. My house is a wreck. I'm living foul. I know he ain't supposed to be shacked up. I know I'm supposed to throw them bottles away. I need to empty this ashtray because there's some funny butts in it. All of that stuff is filthy. It's foul. And God said, I'm still showing up in your filth. I don't know who I'm talking to, but this is what she was. Her faith was in the wrong stuff, and it got her no help. It got her no healing. But watch this. But even in your dirtiness, in your filthiness, when the Spirit of God steps in, things change. The woman heard about Jesus. You ever heard about him? Trust me. She heard about him. Somebody had already been talking about him. And she heard about the stuff he had been doing. And then she found out, you mean he's in my neighborhood? And so she goes to him. Look, watch this. And before she gets to him, see, this is where you got to get this, and I promise you I'm done. She made up her mind before she met him. And I heard the deacon talk about it. Getting your bags packed. You're getting ready for your blessing. Getting ready for your elevation. Getting ready for your next level. Getting ready for the eternal kingdom. Are you preparing properly so that when the day comes, you ain't got to rush in? Because the word of God said you ain't going to have time to go get nothing. You got to be always ready. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but she was in a place that she least expected him to show up, but he shows up anyhow. He came to get a rest. And little did he know, here comes somebody that was broken, confused, crazy, been worshiping idols, but made up her mind based on what somebody had told her about Jesus. You ought to go a bit further than that. Her faith only was great. Her faith didn't get great overnight. Her faith didn't get great when she met him. Her faith got great because of her situation. Let me help you real quick. You got your own situation. But you're doing the same thing that this woman is doing. You're trying every trick, everything on your own. And this is where I want to encourage you. You got to make up your mind real quick. I'm done with that. And then your faith will shift quickly because of the object of your faith focus. Oh, you missed it. Okay, watch this. Her faith before was focused on stuff, but now she shifts her focus to the one who has the power to make the stuff. I love him. I love him. And then she realizes, see, she hadn't even got there yet. But she says, my situation's bad. I've tried everything. See, she already starting to talk to him. You ever talk to him? All right. And you start talking. I've tried everything else. I've tried the wood stock. I tried the stone idol. I tried Baal and Baal. I tried the Asherah pole. I tried every trick in the book. But my daughter's still messed up. Somebody's child in here right now is messed up. Somebody's husband in here right now is messed up. And you've been trying every other. You got an oilcloth. You done laid around their head. You got a tray in your room with candles burning on it. Your objects, the focus of your faith is out of order. Move all that out of the way and focus on Jesus. She brings her attention into focus. And it's when she puts Jesus at the front of her problem. She makes the decision, people of God, before she even meets him, that he is going to be the answer to my problem. I know I don't deserve it. I know I'm not worthy because I've not been doing what I should be doing. When you're trying to get a great faith because of your circumstance, when you're trying to walk into a saving faith, then you need to have some things in order. For you to get to the problem, the solution to your problem, you got to change the focus of your faith. Your faith, when your rope is short, when you're at the end and you feel like giving up, your faith is predicated upon where it's focused at. That's it. That's it. It's when she puts her faith in Jesus that she understands it ain't even whether or not you can heal my daughter. It ain't even if you choose to heal my daughter. The fact is, I know you can. I know you're able. And listen, the word of God says, it ain't if he can do it. It's if he chooses. That's why you pray, if it's your will, let it be so. But nevertheless, let your will be done. So you can request it, but it doesn't mean it's always going to come to pass. Do you lose your mind when you're asking for stuff and God gets silent on you because your faith is out of focus? Listen, watch this, and I'm done. You want a saving faith? You want a great faith? The first step you got to do is you got to get to a repentance.
All right, all right.
Watch this woman. She came and she said, Lord. First thing she recognized. I don't know if she knew that he was God in a man's form. I know she couldn't have learned it where she lived because they didn't preach Jesus. But she heard about it. And she heard it, and it was enough because of her circumstance to change her focus. See, repentance is when you shift your thinking away from the stuff that's got you following the lie. She shifts because she repents. She shifts her focus and her thinking to a place of truth. And it's in the truth that she's liberated. You know what I'm talking about because you've been following the false lies on your own. You've been listening to all of the crazy stuff. But I'm trying to make sure today that you get set free because your focus and your faith focus is what's going to determine how you respond when you're running out of rope. This woman is in a desperate situation. And she calls out for Jesus to help her. And listen, watch what Jesus does. Oh my God. What do you do when you're asking for help from the one you know has the ability and the authority and the power, but he's silent on you? He won't respond to you in your time of desperation. Because listen, be honest, we're guilty of thinking that our desperation automatically requires a response from God. No, hold. Let me help you real quick. Your desperation, it looks like you're in a crisis. It looks like your time is very short. And in your shortness of your time, God is intentionally late. He's intentionally paused. Because he wants to see, are you going to lose your mind if I don't respond when you want me to? Are you going to keep worshiping me if I don't respond when you want me to? Are you going to keep serving me no matter what happens, even though you're going through it? Are you going to, even though you're dealing with a crisis in your home, are you still going to keep coming and serving me? Are you going to keep pursuing me? And listen, not only do you got to go through the repentance if you want to have a great faith so that you can respond appropriately, but watch this. You got to go to a place where you understand the reverence. Because listen, the repentance requires you to turn away from what you're doing that's wrong and asking for forgiveness and not going back. But the reverence is you keep bowing. Watch it. She keeps pursuing him. The perseverance that requires when you're going through your struggle is what requires. Listen, you got to say that listen, watch her. He keeps telling her, he's quiet on her, he's not responding to her, and she keeps calling, Lord, help me. Be honest, some of us are guilty when we get in a crazy spot, when we get in a desperate situation. We give up the first time. Lord, help me. Lord, don't respond when you want, and you quit right there. And God says, I knew it. You're only in it for what you can get from it. You're not following me because you love me. God says, no. And what do you do when he responds, but he's not talking to you? He's talking to your wife, talking to your husband. You know, you ever hear that? To the Lord. Sometimes the Holy Spirit will minister to someone that's close to you if they're connected properly.
Tell it.
And they'll minister to them or you through to you. But we're so stubborn sometimes. Well, I praise the Lord. He didn't say that to me. Yeah, but it could be that your faith was out of focus and he couldn't get through to you. And so because you got a praying wife, because you got a praying husband, because grandmama is praying for you, because mama's praying for you, and so the Lord ministered to them, and he says, I need you to deposit this over here into their life because they're in the wrong place. They got the wrong focus, and I want to save them. I want to change them. I want to shift them. back to where they're supposed to be. Not only do you got to pursue him, you got to press your way through.
That's right. Thank you, Lord.
And then you got to get to the place, listen, that you're so persistent in your reverence, into your worship, that you're not a conditional praiser.
All right now. That's right.
And the people of God, I have to challenge you here. Be honest. Everything's going great. You have no problem. Go, the Lord is good. Now y'all acting like y'all, that ain't y'all. The Lord is great. Praise be the Lord. The wind's blowing your life. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to make it. I've been trying to do the right thing. I don't know what's going on. Let me. He says, I'm the same God. I don't change. It don't matter what season of your life you're in. I'm still the same God. I have the power to give and take away. I have the power to increase and decrease. I can put you on mountains and in valleys. No matter where you are, winter, spring, summer, or fall, I'm still the same God. Why are you tripping? Because a little wind is blowing in your life. Why are you tripping? Because your daughter's sick, your husband is acting crazy, or your son is messing up. Why are you acting a fool? You think I've changed? You think I would bring you this far to leave you now? I'm God. I'm the same one that brought you out of your messed up stuff. You don't think I can fix that? I know what the bill's saying. I know what the hospital said. I know what the courtroom said. I am who I am. You don't think I can fix that? What kind of faith do you have? Are you like Peter? Have you taken your eye off the wrong and put your eye on the wrong object, and now you're sinking? I'm just trying to help you. You got to get your focus back, because it's your faith focus that determines how you deal with your situation when your rope is short. God has got so much in store for us that when you get to the place that you're losing your mind, watch this woman, and I'm almost finished. She's moving, crying out in desperation, even though she's got a hurting child. Looks like the child is going to die. She's possessed by demons, evil spirits. I don't know, maybe she's banging her head on the wall, maybe she's running, I don't know. You know, we got some kids around our city and in some of our homes that when we look at them, we start to ask, are they possessed? Now, Lord, I've been praying. You know, you got oil you done put on them and the oil just roll off. Oh my God. You know, some you got to dip in the whole baptism and oil. Oh, sorry. But you listen, when you get there and you tried everything, do you lose hope in your walk with God? When God gets silent, do you turn your focus to something else? I'm gonna be honest. We quick to give up on God because we don't hear from Him when we think we should. And then she says, I want to help you. He tells her, why should I bless you? Why should I use the blessings that were meant for the children of Israel? Why should I take the gifts that were meant for the believers in me and give and use for people who are worshiping false gods? Why? Why? That's what he means when he says that I'm not going to give the children's food to dogs. And listen, the word of God are the crumbs that fall from the table. And look at how humble she is. This is the part you got to get. Your humility, even in your struggle. Your worship can't change. And your humility in your struggle is to say, God, I know I don't deserve it. You're absolutely right. God, I'm not worthy. God, you're absolutely right. I know I've been disobedient. Lord God, I know I put all my focus in the wrong stuff. But God, I promise you, I realize it now. I get it now. I didn't understand it before. But now, God, I get it. I know I'm at the end of my rope. But my faith now is changed. It's shifted back to who I know is in control. It's shifted back to the one I know who has the power to fix it. And Lord, even if you don't fix it, I know you can fix it if it's your will. Look, so I'm going to keep worshiping you. I'm going to keep bowing you. I'm going to keep serving you. I'm going to keep showing up every week. I'm going to keep praying every day. I'm going to keep studying every day. Because no matter what happens, for me and my house, we're going to worship and serve you. And this is what I want to help you real quick. She stayed humble no matter what her heaviness was. She stayed humble no matter what her heaviness was. Heavy-hearted, she stayed humble. Hurting, she stayed humble. I don't know about you, but it's hard to be humble when somebody's beating down your heart. And she stayed humble even though she knew it was hard. And I want to help you real quick. And she was humble enough to say, God, I know I don't deserve your word. I know I'm not equal or better than the children of Israel. But if you just try me, I promise I won't fail you. And what he does is he says to her, because you now have put yourself in a humble state.
Yeah, that's right.
You put yourself low.
Yeah.
You say you're a house dog.
My God.
Because listen, wild dogs don't get to the master's table.
Yeah.
House dogs are in the house. And you know how they do. Some of y'all got pets and they sit right at the table like this, waiting for the master to drop a crumb. I just need a crumb. I don't need the whole meal. I don't need the whole bread. I don't need steak. I just need crumbs. And he said, if just a little bit of your word can fall on me, a little bit of your anointing can fall on me, a little bit of your Holy Spirit can fall on me, I know you can make me whole. I know you can fix my situation. I know you can turn my life around. And it was her humbleness with her heavy heart that got her healed. I want to help somebody today. You're struggling in your hurt. You're struggling in your desperation. And your focus has to shift so your faith can get back to where it's supposed to be. Your faith can be great if you repent, show reverence, and be humble. Because in your humility, you can improve and have a great faith. And it's in your great faith you can get the healing. Watch this. The last thing I want to close is this. He says, woman, your faith is great.
My God.
Nobody I know,
My God.
even though this word is for it's not for the Gentiles, even though this food is not for the Gentiles. Remember, see, he ain't came yet and invited them in. They're outsiders right now. But he said, but you're the exception. I ain't met nobody with all that I've met, Pharisees and all the great people I've been ministering to. I ain't met nobody with the kind of faith that you got. Great faith. Great faith. Great faith. And it is your faith that now has caused me to hear what you're talking about. You've been praying. Where's your faith? You've been talking. Where's your faith? You've been ministering. Where's your faith? You want to see evidence of change? Change your faith focus. When you put your focus in your faith in the right focus, and you humble yourself, he'll change your life. Immediately, healing starts to take place. Blessings start to flow. You want to know how to get blessed? Shift your focus. Shift your faith. Put it back in the right place. Humble yourself. Worship no matter what. And the healing starts immediately. Your faith, when you're at the end of your rope, is what determines how you respond. Your faith and the objects of your focus is what's going to determine how you respond when you're at the end of your rope. Let's be honest. All of us have found situations where we're at the end of our rope. when we feel like quitting, that we're desperate, just like this woman. But she says, no, I'm no more foolishness. No more following false gods. No more worshiping stuff that I don't listen to. That's materialistic. I'm going to shift my thinking. Shift my focus. Shift my faith. Back to God. And I'm going to get healing instantly. You want healing right now? I'll be honest. Can you use healing right now? You know what you're going through. Be honest. You know what your personal life is like. You know what your job is like. You know what your house is like. You know what your children, you know what you're going through with them. You know. But even in that, is he still worthy to be praised? If so, why don't you meet me